good. Go. Hey y'all.
Hey y'all. Somebody pray for me. Have me on your mind. Take some time and pray for me.
He saw the best in me.
Oh, that's what we doing? That's what we doing? Really? Okay, y'all, okay.
Else around me.
You better be glad that somebody sees the best in you. We have gotten several requests for us to tell how we came to be. What is our story? How are we, I don't know, the Browns married and all that jazz. So we're going to try to tell y'all the short
How
version.
she lucked up and got me. Yeah.
You hear my brother Nick in the back because he videoing for us, okay? And then he might ask us some questions and then we'll go from there. So the short version, Chance, because you know you get long-winded. As you got older, you carry on and on with your stories. Longer than me.
Who doing all the talking?
So short version, we grew up together in Eden, North Carolina. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know he'll try to say I be lying about stuff. First time we met was in 5th grade. We went to the same middle school. And my mama used to do this group called Tops on Thursdays. It's taking off pounds sensibly, where they go lose weight and they check in at the rec center. So I used to go to the rec center and play. He used to be at the rec center, and one day I was being so beautiful and nice and sweet, and
if you want to get through the short version, you better tell the truth.
He punched me in my back.
For what? To tell him why.
Because I was walking.
That was simply because you was walking, huh?
I don't remember why you punched me, but you did.
You did something devilish. You embarrassed me in front of my friends.
5th grade, what could I have done? What could I have done? Anyway, so he punched me in my back, going down the steps outside, knocked the breath out myself, okay? Just took all my wind out. And so that's probably why I can't remember what happened, because it messed with my memory a little bit.
Yeah.
So then, that was our first encounter of...
That's when she fell in love with.
No. Moving on. 8th grade, he was my first. That was when you first became my boyfriend. He had a girlfriend. I had a boyfriend. We ended up kissing at a party.
You kissed me. She kissed me.
We kissed. You got my avocado. Ooh, I just heard the candle start. See how the fire started coming up on the candle? Because you lied. Talking about I kissed you.
You did kiss me.
We kissed, but I was such an honest person, as I still am now, right? Called my boyfriend the next morning immediately and said, I kissed Chance Brown last night, so we got to break up.
It's over.
Because I like Chance.
Because I love Chance.
So, I didn't love you then. It was the 8th grade when you just had got started.
Yeah, girls. Love at first sight.
So anyway, we dated all of 8th grade, and then right at the end, honey, let Blackie out, please, honey. He's acting like he's about to have a heart attack, child. Sorry. So then, after that, at the end of the 8th grade school year, my sister, who's 6 years older than me, Tasha, said, girl, you gotta go to high school, honey. You don't want no boyfriend in high school. It's gonna be a bunch of boys over there. So I called Chance, and I
dumped me over the phone.
But I didn't just dump you. I explained to you. I said,
you dumped me over the phone. You said, my sister said, we're going to high school and we shouldn't be dating. And
I was honest.
No, you weren't honest. You said, you left out the part about her telling you was going to be other boys there. You said,
I didn't leave that out.
Yeah, you did.
Nick,
you
didn't I say that?
You said,
I wasn't
you
there.
said, my sister said we shouldn't be holding each other back and we should be dating. We're going to high school. And
that's what I did, but I did take that. I said she said it's gonna be a bunch of different boys over there, so I should leave my options
open. And I was
open.
the man. I just wanted.
But you was in 8th grade. How was you the man?
I was the
Anyway. So 8th grade,
Mustangs.
it ended. We broke up, and he hated my guts.
Hated.
All of high school. But whenever I would see him, I would get this little pain in my stomach.
It's called guilt.
Like I don't know, it would be this little feeling. I would be like, see him in the hallway, he wouldn't speak to me, my little stomach would
What
do
we gotta
something.
talk about?
I don't know. So then anyway, 10th grade, I never forget this. We was at a basketball game, me and my mama. And I seen Chance hugged up with his girlfriend at the time, and I was like, like that. And my mama said, I don't know why you doing that, honey, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I was like, what? She said, Chance and that little girl going to have a baby, but that's going to be your husband. I said,
Because she saw the best in me.
Because let me tell you this. I told Mama, I said, first of all, Mama, you must not know me very well, because A, I don't date no boy with no kids, and I sure ain't going to marry no man with now. Because, I mean, I'm 15, 16, that's how I'm supposed to think. At that time, right, that's what I'm thinking. Sure enough, child, senior year come, right? And we still barely just now kind of start talking and being friends again.
I just need somebody to do my senior project.
He was using me. I thought we was friends. 12th grade, you want my friend a little bit?
You was okay. I mean, it was time.
It didn't even matter. We was like, I was over him at that point. Although I still would feel that little pain.
That project. Miss Baldwin's class was hard.
So you using me for that. I brought that up to you one time before, and you told me, no, babe, I won't using you. Now the truth has come out. You used me to help you with that paper.
The best.
We gonna. And it was the best paper too, wasn't it?
It was alright.
I'm gonna deal with you on that later.
She gave me.
Anyway, she gave you no C.
I think it was a C or a B.
It was probably a B because it wasn't the best work. Well, you should have did it yourself. You should have did it all on your own.
I did.
Okay, wait. Are we talking about how we got together? We talking about your senior paper over 20-something years ago.
Yeah.
So then.
I didn't cheat, Miss Baldwin. Miss Baldwin still living.
Well, I hope so.
Go ahead, Tab.
Do y'all see why we don't be doing these? Okay. So on graduation day, my mama was like, "Ooh, Tab, go get Chance. Bring him over here. I want to take a picture with both of y'all in y'all cap and gown. I'm gonna use this at y'all wedding." I was like, "Mom,
I'm telling you, listen,
Mama,
listen.
what is
that
you
was
talking
a perfect
about?"
song. She saw the best in me.
And she was a big fan of Chance. She was a cheerleader for him. She loved her some Chance. But I was like, Mama, what are you talking about? Use it in our wedding. Like, we in 12th grade, child, and we just barely became friends again. Okay.
She didn't know how much I hated you though. She didn't know.
So anyway, Chance went to college in North Carolina. I went to college in Miami. Look, honey, it's the dog. Black. Get over there and sit down. See all the stuff going on. So, I'm in Miami in college. Chance is in North Carolina in college.
St. Aug.
It's St. Aug.
Boyer Hall.
And so I wake up in the middle of the night. It's like 1 in the morning. And he is the only person I can think about. It's like something woke me up out of my sleep. And I was like, so I just started thinking about all those times I would see him and I get this pain in my stomach. And all the different times I would see him and like, I don't know. I just started thinking like, ooh, do I still like him? Do I love him? Like, what is this feeling? And so my best friend, excuse me, and his best friend both were going to Howard. So I called my best friend in the middle of the night, Peaches, and was like, girl, I need Al's number because I got to find Chance's number because I need to call him. And Peaches was like, what? Girl, just give me the number, okay? So by the time I got the number, it was about 3:30, 4 o'clock.
About 4 o'clock in the morning.
I'm ringing his phone in the dorm at St. Aug. And his roommate answered the phone, and I said, it's an emergency. I did.
Yeah, and I answered the phone, and she says, she first starts off by saying, going into all of this, how I've been on her mind,
and I know it sounds crazy.
It sounds crazy.
But I just
and
woke up.
Then I think something dawns on her to say, oh, do you know who this is?
Can y'all reenact that? Just do the phone call real quick. Just
Get reenacted?
Yeah.
Honey, I was just like nervous. I was like, hey. So I know this probably sounds crazy, but listen. So I just woke up out my sleep and been thinking about you, and I don't know, I just got all these feelings. Every time I used to see you, ever since 8th grade, we broke up, when I would see you in the hallway, I would get these like butterflies and pain feeling in my stomach and stuff. And I don't know, I think maybe it means I love you or something. I think I'm in love with you. Hello? It was kind of like this.
What do you say to that? Like,
and he said crickets. It was nothing.
Like, what about you? I mean, what do you say?
And so I was like, well, if you don't think I'm crazy, call me tomorrow. This is my number. And I hung up. And the next day, honey, it took all day. Now, mind you, my roommate was Spanish. She spoke no English, but like 4 words. So I went to class and came back, and I was like, Anna, telephone, did someone did it for me? No. She was like, no. I was like, oh my God, I missed the call. Nobody called me on the phone. She was like,
I had to take time to think about this.
5 o'clock in the evening.
And I had a girlfriend. I needed time to think about this. I needed to play a little bit of spades and Boyer Halls with my boys and talk it over.
But the thing was, I wasn't trying to call them like, ooh, let's get together. I was just saying, listen, you was on my mind.
You call somebody and say, hey, I'm in love with you. You trying to break them up.
I said I think.
You don't call somebody and say, hey, I think I'm in love with you. I've been thinking about you. My stomach hurt and all. And by the way, I don't want to break you up with your girlfriend, and I don't want.
I just had to.
You knew he had a girlfriend.
I didn't know if they were still together. I mean, he in college. I ain't have no boyfriend.
Yeah, so
I wasn't trying to do that though.
So I ain't got no boyfriend. So you can't have one either.
No, what I'm saying is I won't think about nobody but myself at this moment.
There we go.
So let's be honest. What I was thinking was, why am I feeling like this? I gotta get this out, or I'm about to lose my mind. Like, why am I even thinking about Chance? I don't even talk to him. Like what is this? So that's why. So anyway, 5 o'clock the next day, you finally called me back. I was making me sweat bullets all day by the phone.
So you had to wait a half a day.
I wasted all my day waiting on you.
Life.
So how did that phone call go, Chance? Go ahead and act that out.
It was exactly how she said it.
No. When you finally called me.
You called her back.
I'm going to tell you what he said. Did you really call me at 4:30 in the morning?
Because I was kind of like, man, did this really happen? And my roommate confirmed. He's like, yeah, man. Hey, man. He was from Baltimore. Hey, man, that girl, man. Hey.
You don't sound like you from Baltimore.
Well, that's the best at Baltimore I can do.
No,
you the actor.
You sound like you from Mississippi.
Hey, man, who's that girl, man? I said, man, that's a girl, man, you know. I dated in high school, you know. My head was a little big, you know. But, hey, I called her and I was like, hey, did you really call me? And she was like, yeah. I'm trying to act all shy.
Honey, I was trying on the phone. I was like acting like this, but
then we had a conversation
in my apartment. I was like,
and we had a conversation, you know, and I just remember getting off the phone, feeling like, so where does this leave us? What are we doing?
Well, we decided. We was like, okay, are you coming home for break?
Yeah.
And we were both gonna be at home, so I was like.
And I think I told you then that I had a girlfriend. I was dating somebody.
And I was like, okay, well, look, I'll see you when we come home for break.
So,
and if it's anything, we'll just, you know.
So you just disregarded it. Like, hey,
I don't think it was anything serious.
Well, your mama told you you were supposed to marry him anyway.
Well, but I hadn't even thought anything about that at that time. Like, that never even crossed my mind until after the fact.
Really?
Never crossed my mind. I think, like, that stuff didn't even register until years after we had been married. I think I really think back on it.
I remember when we got married and she brought some photos of us in high school.
Yeah, she had them on the table.
And we saying this like this was a lot of time. Right. It was literally
quick.
It was literally, we got married at what, 24?
23.
23, 24.
Yeah.
So 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
5 years prior, which is, looking back at it, that's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
And she had taken a photo and said that all of this would come to pass. So when she brought the photos, we had a photo table. I remember that's when it hit me, when it was like, wow, she said this. She said all of this.
Yeah.
Because I do have a daughter that happened in between.
Yeah, in high school.
In high school.
With this exact girl.
As your mother.
As my mama said.
So Chance, how did you propose to Tab? Or did you propose? What happened? How did that happen?
Oh, Nick, you shouldn't ask that question. How did you propose to me, Chance?
Let's go back to how old we were and how we got together.
Okay.
Okay. So I did not propose.
Oh.
I bought a ring, right? There's a story to how I came to wanting to get married. We were living together, had a kid.
Oh, y'all was shacking.
No. We
Right.
didn't have choice yet.
Before I proposed.
Right. No,
but we had it when we got married.
We had been living together,
Before
right? For like a year.
I didn't propose.
But
it's like this.
But wait. So, he put the ring. He had to look. He can't hold water. First of all, can't hold water.
That was a big deal back then.
So he had went to Zales.
He went to
Zales, I believe. Honey, he got a little marquee diamond and put it in the layaway, right?
And
it was $700.
No, that thing was $500.
Oh,
That was $499.
But he put it in
was
layaway.
A Christmas special,
and
I put my little money on it.
One day we was driving to the mic talking about, hey, you want to see something? I was like,
it was a big deal for me.
Wait a minute.
What she don't know is I was going and I had to go make a payment.
Yeah.
And she was with me, so I'm like, man, she gonna see me.
So he talking about
make him a payment. I got to
this
make
ring.
a
Got you. But you can't get it now. I got it later.
I got to pay this thing.
This engagement ring.
Hey.
I said,
You want to see something?
So you got to keep in mind.
So
I don't come from a family either that gets married, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Or that does this kind of thing.
And we
so
are.
it was a big deal.
We're 20.
Yeah,
at this point, we're 20.
Hey, so look, this is so. After I got the ring,
but
right?
wait, he said, but I'm gonna get it out by Christmas. I'm gonna get it out by Christmas. So,
hey, and I ain't never asked her if she wanted to get married.
Now,
she didn't have a choice.
Now, mind you,
Hey, listen,
we 20, so we had been talking about it. Like, oh, one day we're gonna get married and stuff. Now, mind you, now, Christmas Day, right? We open up all the presents. Blackie, honey, Blackie said, what? So we open up all the presents, and I'm like the last thing. So I turn around, he's sitting on the couch with the ring, talking about, I ain't gotta ask you, do it. I was like,
hey,
oh, and that's how he proposed. I ain't gotta ask you, do it.
Hey, but listen, the woman had already come and said.
I was doubtful.
Her stomach been hurting all these years and all this.
Mama told me.
I figured your mama already told us this happening. So what I look like getting down here on my knees?
Wait a minute, though, man. We didn't jump to the.
Well,
so what happened was, so after we ended up seeing each other at break for the holidays, we spent some time together and it just didn't feel right.
Oh.
It didn't
going
feel
back.
right.
Going back.
We're going back now.
Forget about the
marriage stuff. Because we skipped to this.
Yeah.
So we, it's the first semester we coming home from, our break, and we were actually at A&T homecoming.
Yeah.
And we hung out, and I was like, oh, okay. And then all the feelings felt like they just disappeared.
See how she just want to come in and out of my
life.
And
he also had a girlfriend still.
Yeah,
and so nothing. We was just like,
was that why the girlfriend was that why?
No, it just.
No,
I saw him and I was like, maybe I was.
She could just come in and out of my life.
Babe, no, babe, no. It just really felt like. I was like, I don't know, maybe I was just having a moment or something. I don't know. So it went away.
And
then
see that right there?
We didn't talk, but the phone go two ways. You didn't call me either.
What are you talking about?
You weren't calling me.
I didn't call you at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I'm talking about after we hung out at
I'm just saying, you called me.
But what I'm saying is you felt the same way. You won't call him Blackie. My dog saying. Blackie. Chance won't call me. We didn't call each other. We ain't talk no more. Is somebody at the door?
It's a choice.
Hold your mute, y'all. I mean, this is real life. This is the house, okay? This is the house. Blackie. This is real life situation. Can he stop? We're trying to do a video. Blackie doing all that barking.
All right. Go ahead and finish telling these people.
Okay. So, hey Choice.
Hey.
You brought a daddy some shoes, really. We trying to do this video, girl.
Hey y'all, this is my daughter that came after we got, this is my.
Can you even see her?
Hey girl. That's my favorite.
Really?
She got me.
Oh, cause she done brought some shoes on. That's your favorite today.
Today.
Go ahead, stay focused.
I'm not doing this with him. So anywho, we didn't talk. We stopped talking. Months went by, and now I didn't go back to school in Florida. He went back to school at St. Aug, and spring break came, and I was driving down the street with my cousin, and we drove down Price Street. Price Street?
Yeah, Price Street. Talking about with Jeep there?
Yeah, and one of his like closest friends was standing outside. And I was like, oh, there go Kevin. So I pulled up. I was like, what's going on? He was like, oh, I'm about to go over here to Chan's house. He home for spring break. And I was like, oh, okay. He was like, ride me over there. So I was like, yeah, I'll ride you over there. Now I'm thinking like, ooh, I ain't seen him since like November. We ain't talked or nothing. So, but then I'm thinking, you know what? The feeling wasn't even there the last time. Like, it's gonna be nothing. So I pulled up in the driveway and he walked out on the porch. And when he walked out on the porch, I was like,
she saw her best.
No, I was like,
sorry, girl.
Your pants was probably too big.
Man.
But I was like, oh, my stomach.
It was not, it was you wrong.
My stomach started doing the thing again. I was like, oh, Lord, why is stomach starting again? So then we started talking.
Yeah.
And that was April of 98. And we've been together ever since that day.
Yeah.
Like,
98. Yeah, that's right.
And then
what day, since you always like to test me, what day was it official?
Babe, why are we gonna do this?
Let's do. What day
I always thought it was the 16th, but when I looked at my journal, it was the 10th.
Right.
April 10th, we made it official. April 10th, 1998. Now, mind you, for years, George, you gonna come in here making the noise on the video too, girl?
You know, this story is how you end up getting here.
Babe, she don't want to hear that. She don't want to hear that.
You should
Babe. No. So anyway, when I look back at my little, you know how everybody used to keep the little calendars? So when I look back at that, years I had lost this little calendar, right?
And she swore up and down.
I had swore up and down he had the date wrong. He kept telling me it was April 10th. I said, no, it won't. It was the 16th. Now, mind you, I based that date on when we got married. I said, we getting married the weekend of the 16th.
And
that's going to be the 19th.
I argued her down.
He was like, babe, that's not when we got. I said, yes, it is. Because I wanted us to get married as close to our original anniversary.
You were so accustomed to coming in and out of my life.
Babe, somebody walked out of your life in 8th grade and you think that somebody came in and out.
You did it again. You just told the whole world.
Babe, but we met up and then we didn't talk.
You told me that the flame was gone. You called me at 4 in the morning.
The thrill is gone away.
And then you just... and then you see me.
Okay, so that's that.
And then you see me in April and it's...
Well, look at you. Look at you got me right here. Look at you got me right here.
Yeah, this is...
This April, last April, the last 21 Aprils. Here I am. Have I came and went in the last 21 years?
No, you've been here.
And we still together.
So, that's that. That's the short version, as short as we can get it. Anything else you want to say before we be done? Yes, son.
What is that short?
That's right, son. And mommy said, we know that daddy can be long-winded.
Well, you won't be talking.
But these are people. They gonna come at me. I know they're gonna.
Well, say your piece. You got something else you want to say, or Nick want to ask us one more thing before we go?
Good. No, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Well, ask Chan something, but since he didn't look the best.
Yeah, I didn't really get that answer any question. You did all the talking.
Well, babe, you be just sitting there looking.
I didn't get a chance to say nothing.
So, Chance, what moment was it when you did when she came back into your life? You said, "All right, this is it. I know this is the one."
It was when she took me back to college in April.
What happened on that trip?
I just volunteered to take him back to school.
She took me. She volunteered to take me back, and it was a 2-hour ride. On that ride, we had conversations about what she was trying to say in that 4 a.m. call, and I had already been dealing with the idea that school wasn't for me. And she was the only person that could understand. She was the only person that could speak to me at that level. And it kind of was like, yeah. We hadn't talked really in depth since the 8th grade, but I do remember in the 8th grade, it was like our souls were connected. It was like she could finish my sentences and all that corny stuff, right? But
it's not corny.
But
I've always knew you. Honey, I always knew you. I knew you then.
Now, Chance and Tab, y'all had different hair than you have now. Chance,
We
you had
had
what?
many stages.
She had this hairstyle.
When we first got together, this is how my hair looked.
Right.
She had this
I
hairstyle,
shaved
and
it off.
that was very. It was very different.
Yeah, for that
For
time.
The
Yeah.
South, where we grew up, community, the people, and it was dyed. Her hair was like a blonde,
Yeah.
like reddish color.
Yeah.
And I remember she had long, pretty hair. So my mom used to always. My mom knew her with this hair, and when she came over, my mom was like, "That girl, her hair." You know, she's sad. What was it? Is she okay? And I was like, "Yeah, Mom." She's like, "You like her?" Actually, I do, Mom, because it was different.
Yeah.
And you had, and what kind of hair did you have? You had locks at that point.
No, at that point, I was. It was
He just had a
very.
little
It was.
afro kind of.
Yeah, it was. It was
Yeah.
short.
Okay.
Like
But
a little bit longer than that.
it was nothing I had seen before, and I thought it was brave, and it was everything that I wanted in my life, and everything that I had seen, and all the girls I had encountered. It had a sense of confidence
Yeah.
that I love.
And Tab, you're famous for your hair now. You're
Now,
famous
look at Tom.
Now, but when you were getting married, you did something special with your hair.
Oh, okay. So since I want a virgin when we got married because I
What?
I know.
Cut the tape.
Look, sorry, Dad. Even though Choice was the flower girl in the wedding. So I was like, well, I want to do something special. So I started growing my hair out before, and I was like, I'm gonna lock my, because at this time he had dreadlocks then.
Okay.
Which she convinced me.
I convinced him to grow his hair out. I convinced him to grow dreads. I was just always a natural girl back then, and I don't know how I lost my weight for a little while, but I convinced him to grow locks. So he had really long locks, and so I locked my hair. I was like, but this is what I'm gonna do since I can't give you me. I'm going to lock my hair from the new year until we get married, and I'm gonna wear a hair wrap every day so no one can see it, and you'll be the first person that sees it.
Oh, deep.
I was deep, man. Yeah, I came up with that thing all by myself. Look at that.
Man.
And then at our wedding night, that's when I took my hair wrap off. He could see my locks and stuff.
Yeah, she was real deep.
That's how we did
Real
it.
deep.
Yeah.
Man. You ain't gotta say nothing for me. I ain't say mine.
But that's what I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
We went through many hairstyles and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I remember, you know, I loved the locks and I wanted them long. But then back then I was being an actor in North Carolina, and my agent was like, "These dreadlocks are not working. We need, you know, you got to do something else." And so I stripped them out, and then the cycle began of wearing my hair straight and conforming, and a lost time.
Mm-hmm.
But he stuck on in there with me during my time of getting back to me.
What advice, Chance, would you give to a young man trying to court someone that's strong and marches to her own drum, like you found Tabitha? What advice would you give to a young couple trying to make it?
Patience. You gotta be patient. You gotta know who you are. And I hate to say this because everybody says it, you have to be able to communicate at a level that the average person cannot comprehend. Saying being able to communicate is one thing, but there's a level of communication. You have to be able to express yourself in a way that most young men aren't equipped until a few years of living. But that's the only advice I would be able to give.
Mm-hmm. Tabitha, what would you give to a young lady?
Listening, because that was the hardest part for me. I always wanted to fix everything, and I wasn't listening because some things didn't need to be fixed, that he just needed to be heard. And it took a long time because I'm a talker, and he get quiet. I'm like, why you ain't talking? What's wrong with you? Well, what is it? What's wrong?
I think they know you will talk.
And so I had to learn to listen.
Yeah.
To him.
Yeah.
And listening brought about understanding. And so you can learn to listen. But the first thing is learning yourself.
Mm-hmm.
because that's really what it was. I didn't know myself. We didn't know, he didn't know himself.
Mm-hmm.
We were kids getting together in something very strong. So it took we had to grow up together. So I always tell people, if you're super young and in love, I don't, like even with our girls, we tell them, don't rush it. You know, we rushed it, I feel like, even though we were 5 years in, we were married, but we were young. If you 35, 5 years in, that's great. If you 35 years in, that's great. But at 18, it's like, you know what, there's no rush, have fun, but learn about yourself first. And then it's easier for you to understand somebody else. But listening is key, I think. Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful, I think.
Well, very good.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Honey, I see y'all. Meet the Browns. Coming soon. The real Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah? Honey, have a good evening. Tomorrow, have a good day. But baby, even if you can't have a good one, you want to finish it?
Don't you go messing with nobody else.